My name's Ramona Bruland. I work for Plum TV here in Aspen. Well, the short of the long story is I grew up in Adelaide in South Australia. Straight out of high school I took a year off and went walkabout through North America. Got addicted to snowboarding. Straight out of college I went to Telluride in Colorado and was snowboarding there during the winters, and then I'd go down to Falls Creek, Victoria and snowboard for the winters there. So I did 13 back-to-back ski seasons over a period of 6.5 years, which was pretty cool at that time. But I got my first job in TV in Falls Creek, Victoria, doing the snow reporting. So, you know, the nightly news would say, let's go to Ramona in Falls Creek and see what the snow conditions are, and I'd be like, thanks Mike, well we've had 7 centimeters of fresh snow. They also did a travel lifestyle TV show called The Snow Show, and basically they paid me to travel around the world and do stories on all these ski destinations. That lifestyle is not for everyone, but for me it's like, it's the perfect dream job. Yeah, well, I mean, the show we did last summer called Keeping Up with Ramona was just phenomenal to do. You know, I got to go and spend time in New York and the Hamptons and, you know, Miami and then Colorado, shooting all these sports and activities that you've either looked at going, that could be fun, or, you know, I've never heard of that, what is that? And so cool. I got to do some really fun stuff like trapeze. Like, I'd never done that before, but I have a gymnastics background, and, you know, flying through the air upside down doesn't make me uncomfortable. Florida had some interesting ones, like the professional paintball guys were pretty hardcore and serious. You know, that definitely kind of stepped me outside of my comfort zone a bit. And they're like full-on warriors, you know, they're, you know, out there looking for crocodiles. Yeah, I could definitely do one of those survival shows. Let's make our own survival show here in Aspen. You up for it? No. I don't know, you know, I always thought at this time in my life I would be settled down with a family and kids and not be able to do the travel. So I think I'm trying to cram it all in before that does happen. All of the Keeping Up with Ramona segments were just amazing to do. You know, paragliding, never thought that would be as cool as it was, you know, pulling the G's as you spin. Plum TV's niche is definitely, we're an arts and culture network. We do a lot of entertainment. You know, we really reach out to that affluent audience that comes and visits us in all these high-end resort markets that Plum is based in. Well, Tom Scott, the founder of Plum TV, he's a real visionary. He was the founder of Nantucket Nectars as well, you know, and he's really into those creative ways to, you know, showcase a local place. And what I love about Plum is that it's always thinking outside the box. You know, we like to show the set on our morning shows, the crew working behind the cameras. We like to, you know, we're not separating the audience from us. It's really including everyone into just storytelling. What's going on?
Do you have any weaknesses, or are you just completely perfect?
No. I have a really bad short and long-term memory. So if I've met you 10 times before and I see you on the street and I look really blank, I have this problem. Okay, other than snowboarding and skiing, which I do a lot of these days as well, and snowmobiling in the wintertime. Dirt biking, ladies, you've got to try it. It is so cool. It's hard and it's challenging, but it is the ultimate all-terrain machine. I'm definitely an outdoors girl. You know, some people will look at me and be like, you don't look like one, you know, you got the nail polish. But there is nothing better than being outside all day and just enjoying, you know, what this planet has to offer. Working at Plum here in Aspen is amazing. I work with a great group of staff. You know, Oliver Sharp is my co-host, Erin Nothan and David Kirk and Marina in sales, and then Andy Curtis and Claire in production. It's just a real cool team that we have going on. And if you're ever walking by the Residence Little Nell and you want to pop in and say hi, we're there and we'd love to see you.